G'day ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the YouTube channel. How we are doing? Now you'll notice we're doing a cheeky little voiceover-y thing here because I wanted to bring light to this new motorcycle coming out, which is the Tuono 457. If you're unfamiliar with Aprilia and their sort of branding, there's a few bikes they got. They got the 660 range, so your Tuono, your RS, your RSV4 obviously, and your Touareg, and now they've actually got the RS line. So can I open this in a new tab? No. Basically, the RS is your sports bike at the 457 category. Now, I haven't had the chance to ride one or really see them much in person because they are a little pricey, but they do look quite nice. They're good little sports bikes. I'm interested in them, okay? But let's go back to the stand ones. But if you look at the other ones, let's bring up the Tuono specifically for what I'm about to talk about. The Tuono notoriously is not the prettiest bike to some. Now, here, this image, it looks okay, but in person, sometimes it looks a little bit so some angles, I don't think it flatters it as much. Now, I think the older ones of the RSV4, that Tuono V4s didn't look as good. They're getting a bit better. But let's have a look at this one. This is the Tuono 660, okay? Now, if I go even more beyond and go into the Tuono V4. Now, the Tuono V4, I don't know about you, man, but it's not the prettiest motorcycle out there. I think most people accept that the Tuonos aren't the nicest looking bikes there are. There's an ultra gold color now. Interesting. It's just black and grey. Fat. I would love to give it a chance, but we'll go more so the Tuono 660 because it's in that same category for your lamps. I reckon personally the Tuono 660 looks a little bit better than the V4 Tuono does. But hey, we're here for this one. The Tuono 660, I think, is about 47 horsepower. It's your beginner bike, okay? Little inline 2. I don't know about its crank. It could be a crossplane 2 for all I know. I haven't looked that far into it. But just off the initial impression, have a look at this motorbike. And let's compare it with this motorbike. This one still looks like the sports bike, whereas this is a completely different motorcycle in terms of looks. I really think this one sort of bridges the gap between the MT-07 and the MT-03, and it's bringing out even like a CB 500. It's its own category. It looks different. I think personally, it looks fantastic. I really like how this Tuono looks. Look at that front end. You obviously got your LEDs. You got this nice DRLs. You run like your actual headlight, and then you got your TFT display because all Italian bikes have to have one. That's never going to stick on a bike. Come on now, let's get rid of that. And a red chain? I didn't even notice that off the bat. But there you get a red chain. I'm sure for some people it's not going to stick around. But, dude, so when you're thinking about getting a new potential bike, have a look at this. Even it says there, I know it's a marketing thing, but the design of it is up actually. And you can tell it's a whole different look. Because when you go back to the 660s, you can see that it's really based on the same look as it's the RS 660. I mean, let's have a little side by side if we can. Excuse me. What, no pictures of the RS 660? Sure, no worries. Here we go. Good enough. You have a look at the Tuono 660. There you go. Of the RS 660. Oh, look, it's the same bike with a smaller windshield and no panel over the engine, basically. That's Aprilia's take on sports bikes and naked bikes up to this point. Same thing with the Tuono V4. Similar thing. That's there and there's no panel here. Bruh. Different motorbike. Fantastic. But going and having a look at just the Tuonos, it looks more in line with the MTs. Dare I say, maybe. But I like that. I don't think it's a bad thing at all. They've finally got some new inspiration for the design, and I think it's benefited them greatly. Because let's have a side by side here. Here's your 457, and here's your, I believe that's your V4 there. Man, it looks better. I honestly wish that the V4s sort of took inspiration from the 457s. But let's have a little thing in here. Oh yeah, 457. Yeah, that doesn't say if it's a cross-plane crank, but that's fine. Ride by wire. If you're a fan of that, good. That means you can get modes. I don't know if there is modes. I think there's been a few videos on there now. I'd recommend go and have a look on YouTube and have a little suss of them. But yeah, you got your TFT standard Aprilia thing. It looks really nice. So you go your TC3 Aprilia traction control. I'm guessing much like our DTC or whatever, Ducati traction control, Aprilia traction control. I'm assuming that's the thing. You got lap times on it as well. So I'm assuming the bike will come with modes. Hence why it says sports there. You bloody dumbass, Nathan. Yeah. So there you go. Good little rev range for a twin. The Aprilia twins rev out really, really well. So once you get a new exhaust in this, I reckon you're going to start seeing this bike a whole lot more. And purely because it looks really good. Now, A2 license, if you're from Europe, I believe that's where that sort of matters. So you got the power to weight, which is fantastic. 47.5, I believe it was, horsepower. Man, what more do you want? As a beginner bike, I foresee this being incredible. And honestly, let's pull up the specs. Okay, so here we go with the spec sheets here. So, engine, forward-facing dual overhead cam, beautiful standard engine configuration, honestly. Wet some Euro 5, everyone's favorite thing to hate on. 47.6 horsepower at 9,400 RPM and max torque of 43.5 Newton meters or 32.1 pound-feet of torque at 6,700. So you're going to have to rev to get up there. So it ain't going to get away from you. Now, look, most bikes in this size aren't going to get away from you, let's be honest. But that's fine. Weight of 175 kilos. Dude, this thing is going to be tiny. It's going to feel so nice to ride around. But I thought I'd just make a video on it. It doesn't need to be too long. But seriously, man. 47.5 horsepower, that's a similar thing to the Honda Rebel anyway. Similar-ish torque figures, obviously it would have slightly less if it's a 457, sorry. Can't speak English because the 471 is the Rebel, this is a 457. Naturally it's going to have slightly less torque and it's going to be negligible amounts of torque. You're never going to notice the difference, alright? So if you have a CB500 and you want this, there's no need unless you purely love its aesthetic because it's just not going to be worth it, in my opinion. But in terms of Aprilia, their bikes, I like them. The RSV4 is one of my favorite bikes of all time. But they're not the prettiest bikes, and I'm sorry, but they've got a bit of work to do. And I think this here, while it's not a perfect motorcycle, is a step in the right direction because it's finally showing some sort of change. Now, when they went from their more rounder, bubbly looks to their newer sort of this look, I was a big fan. I really like the new looks. The naked bikes, however. This one here is okay. Okay, I like the Tuono 660, but it's still not quite there yet, if you know what I mean. It still has a little bit to be desired. If they start making more Tuonos with this styling in mind, there could be a little bit more to do with the headlight. That's my opinion. But if they just do enough there, nice little tail tidy exhaust done, if they make their Tuonos of all categories this sort of platform, I foresee them becoming much, much more popular at the bike meets because Tuonos are great bikes. They ride fantastically. They're beautifully made. Visuals are the only thing that sort of lets them down. And with this, I'm really, really excited to see what's coming up in the future. All right. Now, like I said, I just wanted to bring this to your attention. Put the feelers out there. If you're interested in getting a motorbike and you sort of want to just get one and keep it for ages, and you have a bit of money to spend, or you want to do it on a finance deal, have a suss of this one when it finally gets released, okay? I'm stupidly keen about it. If I can get the chance to ride one, I'm taking it. In fact, same with the 457 or a 660. I haven't tried a 660 yet, but I think this is a step in the right direction for Aprilia. I'm really happy, and if you guys have any opinions or comments on it, leave them down below. Otherwise, this is all I'm here for today, so take it easy, keep it cheesy. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, dude, get down in the comments and talk about it. But I'm excited about this bike. But damn. New things on the horizon, loving it. Anyway, laters. Bye.